All right, everybody, thank you very much. I'll see you all in about an hour. Welcome to Milwaukee. This is a live or partly live gig in Milwaukee. So we do have a bunch of audience here. So I think there's about 14 or 15. So apart from that, this is the normal procedure that you see each week. So I'm going to disappear and see you in about an hour. Okay. The seeds of everyone's spiritual path has been planted in their being a long time ago. Your spiritual path did not belong or begin with you just a few weeks or a few years ago. Indeed, it did not begin with you a few lifetimes ago. But that seed of your awakening, of your spiritual path, has been with you since the very dawn of your existence. You do not acquire the seed of spiritual growth. It is not given to you by some being or entity, or by God or any religious deity. It is not that type of seed. But the seed sits dormant in your being, and it waits under the being of all of you, under your humanness, under the ego, the complex mind, and the difficult heart. That seed waits. And like all seeds, it requires good soil, water, and sunshine. So when the appropriate time for that spiritual journey to begin, then water and sunshine are given to the seed. And in time, the seed breaks through the surface and becomes visible. And when it is visible, then, of course, it takes much care, as it is easily damaged. And here the sunlight of a divine message or guide or connection is offered to you. Some, the seed doesn't flourish in its full extent immediately, but takes a long time in its germination to be the true flower of its expression of what it is supposed to be. There is no acquiring this seed, it is there. The essence of your God, if you wish, of your spirit, of your guide, of your true connection, your true self, exists already within your heart. So it is no chance that you sit now at the beginning or the middle or a long way into your spiritual growth. So therefore, your awakening has been planned from the very beginning of the creation of your soul. And it is now that it is your time. So your awakening is assured. The germination of your spiritual soul is right now. What type of flower or tree will you be? That seed that pushes through the soil. Do you think it says, I will be a big tree or a small tree, or I will be a bush or a flower? That seed does not say, I do not wish to be a weed. I do not wish to be on rocky land. But the seed sprouts no matter its circumstance. So your spiritual path then requires water, support, sunlight, germination. And what you will be spiritually is destined within the body and the DNA of that seed. You can try to be something else if you wish. And you can try to pick up and move your plant body onto some more favorable ground if you wish. But all of this is really a veil. The true seed, for that true seed to be its full potential, means that it must allow itself to be the best expression of what has laid dormant within. And the seed shows itself in its true light in the circumstance when all else comes about. and the seed will become what it is meant to become. The battles that you face, the difficulties, the challenges that you exist in your life, or even the challenges that you find in terms of drought or too much water, are of no consequence to you. But the seed pushes through. And soon the seed becomes visible to mankind or to others as they see that seed growing to a reasonable height. And you do not know whether you are meant to create and shed fruit, or whether you are to feed bees, or just to provide shade to another. You do not know why you are to become, whatever it is you are to become. And the more you challenge this destiny, the more that you try to push it and control it and manipulate it and make it bigger than what it is meant to be, the more difficult your life will appear for you. And even if you try, the seed will always become its true nature. So the resistances you put in life and these plans that you think you make are just, well, comical, really. You think you must acquire something to be a better seed or better sprout or flower. What would that plant need to acquire? Money? Fame, fortune? No. That plant, that flower, that tree knows that it is taken care of. It knows that it will be exactly as it is meant to be. And the tree may live for just a few years, or maybe the equivalent of a few human lifetimes. But of what consequence is that to the tree? The tree finds more joy in its truth, and it accepts the storms of life. But the human world attempts to resist and control the storms of life and says, that should never have happened to me. How much easier would my life have been if, or maybe because. And you hold your pain. And you blame your circumstance for wherever you are, but not like the tree. One tree does not judge another. One tree does not say that the other is too straight or not straight enough. Can you accept your fellow man in the same way? Can you look at another and say, you deserve to be as you are? You are much more than these broken limbs and stunted growth. One of the greatest gifts of man is the ability to reason and to plan and to be aware of themselves. This is a gift that is not with trees. And that is why it is the human life that strives the path of true spiritual expression and the journey home to its true state of existence with God. But this gift of reason and gift of understanding self does come at a cost. And that cost, of course, is the logical mind as it calculates and works out what is correct and what is not correct. And then judgment, criticism, comparison is born. So as Adam figuratively bit from the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil, your sense of reason will work with you or against you in your human journey home. But the path of you is assured. The path of you to be your spiritual truth is assured. You may not think that you are destined for greatness, but in your being you know of this greatness. You know in your heart, in your soul, in the depth of your spiritual heart, that you are called. And the human mind then says, where am I called to? Where should I go? What should I do? If I do not feel whole, I will do more or acquire more. But that is not the truth, nor is it the answer. The answer is, be the best expression of yourself. In connecting to that truth that lies within you. In connecting to that call that you feel and almost taste on a daily basis. What does it call you to do? It doesn't call you to do anything. It doesn't ask of you to be bigger, stronger, faster, wealthier. Rather, it calls you inwards. It calls you home. It calls you to that truth that you have craved so long. And even if your body becomes broken and you achieve a life of misfortune, that call is available to all. The seed in its essence is your portal home. It is not the portal so that you may climb and become the whole forest, but rather the understanding that you are already to the right-hand side of God. So if you could accept, and maybe I ask too much, but if you could accept, you already sit in endless beauty, in love that is eternal, in a body that is immense, that there is nowhere to go and nothing to do. If you could accept that, how small are your troubles? How small are you in compared to the real you? And the pain you face in the scheme of your life, what is it but a grain of sand on a beach? But my words, whether you accept them or not, whether you believe me, you know in your being I speak the truth. And you know this because you feel it. You may not be able to rationalize or even add up or even sums. In all the complex equations will never give you the answer that your internal knowing gives to you now. So if you lived your life for a day, for an hour, for a week, or hopefully longer, allowing this truth to be on your surface, allowing the truth that you belong and you deserve and you are the very essence of God itself. Now, you may not like my word, God, as I assure you many people do not. And you may use the word that's appropriate for you. So what does this tell us? Well, you have an opportunity. And the opportunity is to hand your troubles to God. And let your true self take care of your issues. When your car doesn't start, when you do not have as much money as you thought, where your heart feels devoid of love, and your body has aches and pains that you never had before. Hand those to God and ask God to take care of it. And you do not want them anymore. Is it as simple as that? Let me explain. The brokenness and what you attach to is not of the spiritual world. The aches in your legs, the pain in your heart, the emptiness of your pocket is of no concern to us. You do not pay to get into heaven, into spirit, or into the truth of yourself. You do not pay. And what sum would we have to ask? But we do ask for currency. And that currency is to be the truth of your seed. How much easier is it to be what you really are, rather than the pretense of being something else? But it appears, Brandon, my friend, I have spoken longer than I thought I would. Would you mind if we had the healing list of names now, please?
So well spoken. Here,
Thank you.
here are the names: Roz, Pia, Kat, Craig, Amanda, Devin, Jerry, Guy and Helen, Graham and Wendy Beck, Tony and Teresa, Lena and TJ, Rose Frazier, Howard, Teresa, Keyshawn, Stephanie, Tracy, Eric, Stephen, Matthew, Marianne, Jody, Jill, Katie, and Mitch. Thank you.
Would you mind if I also ask the people here of the names that they wish to add? So those in the audience in presence in front, would you like to call out a name that you would like to add to your healing list, please?
So,
Very
Linda.
Jeannie,
Kathy. Yeah,
Michael,
Travis. Jones. World.
Hmm. I thank you all. I bring all the healing names into my being. I bring them in the feeling of love. Some, of course, request a healing of body or mind, and I work there. But others like the feeling of their truth, and I point their way. And I show them the light when the light is what is required for their seed. Now, all too often it is thought and mentioned by many spiritual practitioners, those who believe they know. They say that the guide, which perhaps you would describe me as being, is only with one being. But that cannot possibly be true. So for those of you that are hearing my words, my voice, feeling the love in my heart, I offer myself as service to you all. You but need to call my name, and I will be there. The truth is, you see, that the feeling of guide, if you want that name, is the connection to the truth of the unified spirit. So if there is just one spirit, then there is just one guide. And indeed, there is just one spiritual being, one consciousness, if you like the word better. So how can I not come when you call? How can I not be with you in the time of your need, if you ask? For some of you, I will appear in the form of a presence by you, and in others, I will wait for you in your heart. The expression of the spiritual being means that they must be the true self that tries to come into the physical world. And you do not allow us to be with you as often as perhaps we would like to be. But you should just allow, if you are able and willing, to find in your depth of being the answer you seek. To find in your truth what your seed is meant to be. So what I want for you all, and it is just a mere thing, I want you to feel the peace of spirit. We sit in your silence. Allow us to be your seed. Allow us to come and break through the surface of your pain. And let the light of spirit shine. It is far easier for you if you will allow us to work with you. It is far easier for you if you first find us and allow your truth to be known in your work. We need you more than you need us. Because only those souls which have a seed which germinates and becomes the flower allows the true spiritual light to shine. In the many millions and billions of humans that exist in this world, in comparison, there is just a handful of those which will allow the light through. And the light asks nothing in return. For the light that it shines into the heart of those in darkness, it asks no price. The spirit light is one that gives. Because that's all it knows. So walk with me. Let my hand use yours. Let my heart be your heart. Let my expression come through your mouth. And together we will walk the path of love and light. And we will acknowledge the truth of spirit. Because that is what the seed is meant to do. God bless you. All right, there's one person and just people. What are you doing? Let's stop this recording.